How's it going, everybody? It's JoedaFlamin here, and I'm here to bring you guys. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't think I'd make it this far, but as you guys can see right now, we're in the NCP Summer Slam semifinals, ladies and gentlemen. We made it to the semis of all places. Now, I'll be honest. I'm chalking a little bit of it up to luck. I mean, you guys have seen some of the battles that we've had. You've seen some of the battles that the other competitors have had. But for me personally, we played John Jr. He was coming off of burnout, and we survived him. Then we had to go and play Sally, who we're going to see in Week 10 of the YCL. That was a preview match, and we managed to beat him. Then we played MattOshea last week. One of the best matches that I've ever had, just because of one reason and one reason only. I finally got that opportunity to battle him. I've been waiting for a chance to battle Matt. So just being able to battle him was an honor and a privilege. But we made it, guys. We freaking made it to the semifinals. We're guaranteed at least 2 more games now, whether it be this game and the championship, or this game and a third place game. Now, for most people, would they want to make the championship game? Absolutely. As for me, I just don't know what the result is going to be. Because let me show you guys the bracket now. This is the most up-to-date bracket, but there's one caveat. And that's that if you look at the right side of the bracket here, you see Shuckle King and you see Just Lucas. That battle's already been completed. Lucas won. He is in the finals, and Shuckle's in the third place game. So, pretty much, it's all dependent on as to who's playing for which position now. Lucas is a hell of a battler. If you watch MattOshea and his Ocean League, Lucas was like freaking insane in that league. He was just obliterating his competition en route to winning. If I remember correctly, he was D2. Yeah, I think he was D2. But apparently Shuckle King is no slouch in itself, from what I was told by Owen or OG Albina. Apparently the dude won his first 5 straight draft leagues that he competed in. That's insane. So whoever we have to face in the next game, that's just going to be intense no matter what. Now, again, do we want to make the championship? Sure. But I'm thinking it as a realist here. That I don't know what I'm going to get. All I know is that we're battling Kurt, who, if you guys watch his channel too, he had a little bit of a burnout. I watched that video, and I'll even be honest here, guys. We were supposed to battle last night. I'm recording this on August 1st. Hard to believe we're in August already. We were supposed to battle last night. Some in real life stuff happened. I'm perfectly fine with postponing it until, you know, stuff happens to where the schedules work out. The last thing I'm going to do is say, put this ahead of family, because family, friends, personal life, focus on that before you focus on this. But let me show you his team real quick. His team is the Walt Disney Landers. It's being just a little slow here. You guys can see he's got Zygarde, he's got Zeraora, Slowbro, Cinderace, Skarmory, Pangoro, Porygon, and Blossom. Off rip, he's got a really, really tough team. The things that I can take solace in, there's 3 things I can take solace in right now. First off, Zygarde is not complete form. It has to be Aura Break, which is good. Second thing, Cinderace can only be Blaze. That's another good thing. So that way, if it wants to try to use like High Jump Kick for Fighting Stab, or Sucker Punch for Dark Type Stab, or U-Turn for Bug Type Stab, it can't get that. Third thing, apparently Pangoro does not get Sucker Punch. Very intriguing. So if he brings that, it will most likely be either a Ban or a Scarf. So my money's on Scarf, just so we can ensure he outspeeds a lot of things on my team. Porygon Blossom, I'm not really expecting to see, truthfully. I mean, if I had to pick one of them that may come, He might drop Pangoro for Blossom. I really don't think Porygon has a great matchup, even with the Eviolite, against my team. But at the same time, I really don't think he would not bring Pangoro because it's got a good matchup against half of my team. It's got a good matchup against Victini. It's got a good matchup against Lap. It's got a good matchup against Cresselia. It's got a good matchup against Gengar. It's got good coverage. So I really don't see Porygon or Blossom coming this week. I see Zygarde. I see Zeraora, Slowbro, Cinderace, Skarmory, Pangoro. I see the top 6. I mean, also it's the semifinals. You're going to bring the bottom 2 picks that cost you 3 points to get to a semifinal match? No. You're going to bring the big guns. You're going to try to bring the big ones. But the question that remains for me is which Zeraora he's going to bring. Now, Zeraora, we know, is base 142 speed. It can be either physical or it can be special. Heck, it could even be mixed, for all we know. But at base 142, it outspeeds every one of my team members without a scarf. So I have to be very careful with Zera. I did do some practice against a physical and a special. Physical, I had a little bit more success than special. Well, that's probably because, I plan for physical. I just feel like Zeraora is more effective as a physical attacker with the only real special move to give it is Volt Switch for momentum gaining. But his team is really tough, guys, and I just don't know what to expect. I really don't. I'm just hoping to give him a good matchup. That's all I care about. And as you can also see, because Kurt is in Draft Pool 4, he is much like Lucas. So if we were to win, this is Lucas's team right here. If we win against Kurt, then we play Lucas. Sorry, that's an error on my part. If we win, we play this team, the Hellblaze Volcaronas. If we lose, then we play this team, the OK Rillaboomers, who, as you can see, have a couple of similarities with MattOshea. Tornado Assyrian, Galarian Slowking, our Pre-Elvo and Electabuzz, Shell Smash Barbaracle, Steelix for Rocks. He stole Matt's mascot, even though it's in a different pool, but we'll just throw that to the side. Hydreigon's very interesting, so again, I don't know what to expect with this battle, guys. All I know is that those two are who we face. If we win, it's Lucas. If we lose, it's Shuckle. So let me show you guys what I'm planning to bring for this battle, and I'll show you guys why I did. First up is Dream Power, the Cresselia. Cresselia is making a return. It didn't come for the Elite 8 game just because it didn't really have a good matchup per se. But you're probably thinking, why Cresselia and why the nickname Dream Power? Well, for 2 reasons for those parts. The first reason is I do follow the Japanese anime a little bit. I did just watch the 2-parter where Dawn returns. Dang it, I should have said spoiler alert. But Dawn returned. They had a whole 2-part series with Darkrai and Cresselia. So figure, given the timing, it would work to bring Cresselia back this week. And then Dream Power, if you guys watch the XY anime, which most people put with Diamond and Pearl as usually like the top 2, it really doesn't matter which way you put it. One of the Japanese endings was Dream Power, or Dori Power. I gotta remember the name of it. My bud, the PokeRaf, would probably know more than I would. Shoutouts to him, by the way. Shoutouts to Lumio's trainer, Zach. Shoutouts to all the Pokemon anime fans out there that follow me or friends with me. Can't thank you guys enough for being friends. But I'm bringing Cresselia this week. I gave it a bold nature. Moonblast is for Pangoro. Had Psyshock change it to Stored Power because you see I'm giving it the weakness policy this week. From what I've seen, Kurt tends to lead Cinderace and click U-turn on the first turn. If I time that right, and he wants to say, I'm going to U-turn on the first turn, that's going to activate the weakness policy, and I click charging, thinking he's going to bring in Skarmory to try to get rocks up, or even Whirlwind me out. So I can use Charge Beam, and that'll do about 50 to 60% with +2, 70% for boost to get to +3, and then I hit Stored Power, and I knock out Skarmory. And then Moonlight is there for recovery purposes. Next up is Lapras, Ride the Wave. Like I said, I'm running Lapras this week as a physical attacker. At least in terms of physical moves. And I just gave it Freeze Dry just because, why not? Freeze Dry has been working really freaking well for me, wouldn't you say? I mean, you saw the YCO. I froze Sen's Mawile. Then, not even 2 hours after I battled Sen, I froze Matt's Galarian Slowking twice. And then in practice with Sen for this battle, I froze his Skarmory. I got 4 freezes in a span of 4 days. It was insane how I got that, how I got so lucky. But from what I did, I gave it 148 in defense. I gave it the relaxed nature because, let's be real, Lapras doesn't really need speed, does it? I mean, it's a base 60. It's slow. So using Curse to get the attack and the defense boost while lowering the speed, that helps. Liquidation will do about 50% at +1 with this setup. And Ice Shard's there for priority, just in case for Zygarde. Like if I want to break the sub, I can always do that. And then he can't really reliably sub afterwards, even if he DDs. And the Rocky Helmet's there just because, why not? If it's Plasma Fist Zeraora, it's going to take damage. I'm going to survive. It's going to take Rocky Helmet. I do Liquidation. And I presumably will be able to knock it out with an Ice Shard afterwards. I mean, I think it's probably a roll or something like that. Next up is Judas Effect. Volt Switch, Taunt, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Max Attack, Adamant Nature, 148 speed with a Motor Drive. If I had to get a motor Drive activation, I outspeed his entire team, which is astonishing. So I have to be careful with that. Ice Punch is there for Zygarde naturally. Volt Switch is there just for, if I want to pivot or anything, but I doubt I'll need a pivot. Earthquake's there for coverage. And I'll be honest, I had Toxic on this Mon just because I didn't want to put like Substitute or something like that, or even Taunt for that matter. But you want to know what's sad? 6 different bots can't get Toxic on this Mon. 6! It's a sad reality that you can't get that move. Unless you transfer it, I think, through home. You could probably get it. Maybe? I don't know. But it was unfortunate. So, had to go with Taunt. Who knows? Might even work. Next up, Lionheart, Incineroar, Intimidate with Bulk Up, Knock Off, Blaze Kick, U-Turn. U-Turn's there for momentum gaining. I decided to go with Blaze Kick just to be on the safe side and maybe get a critical hit with Blaze Kick after the Bulk Up. Knock Off is there naturally for item removal. But the protective pads this week is coming instead of the AV because I want to be able to safely use Blaze Kick on Skarmory. Like, let's say Skarmory's Rocky Helmet. It most likely would be. It gives me the opportunity to reliably use Blaze Kick and not take chip. So if that happens, that's great. It'll be interesting to say the least. Next up, Juventude. I changed the name on this. I changed it to the Juice. Now, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, with the exception of Lapras' nickname and Cresselia's nickname, I'm a bit of a wrestling fan. I like wrestling a little bit. I what you call a casual wrestling fan because I don't really, like Die Hard or whatnot. But I like watching it from time to time. I mean, once the NFL starts up, you guys already know I'm an NFL fan. I may turn on wrestling during the commercial break, but let's be real. When it's Monday Night Football, I'm much like Hank Williams on that opening. Are you ready for some football? Because I'm ready for some football. It has been far too long. We need football. We need it. But getting back to it. As you can see, I've given most of my Pokemon wrestling nicknames. Lionheart, nicknamed after Chris Jericho. Judas Effect, his current finishing move is called the Judas Effect. Basically what it is he literally just does a quick pop and then he does a back elbow into the opponent's face, and somehow that's a finisher, but to each their own. But Juventud is named after Juventud Guerrera because right now Jericho's in a storyline with Maxwell Jacob Friedman or MJF. Great story, by the way. Basically, Jericho's trying to get another match with MJF, and MJF is putting him through these 5 labors. Like, the first labor was he had to face a guy in a chairs match where only his opponent could use the chair. Then last week he was in a no rules match, basically no disqualification match, against a guy who does what they call deathmatch wrestling. And I'll be honest, I never thought I'd see a deathmatch on free television before, but if you want to watch it, be my guest. Watch it at your own risk, because it was gnarly. But his third labor is he has to hit a maneuver off the top rope in order to win against this guy, Juventud Guerrera, which I renamed Victini into The Juice, because that's, I guess, his nickname is The Juice. And it's interesting to say the least with this, because I guess apparently they had a thing 25 years ago. I don't really know. I mean, I'll be 25 in October, so pretty much I don't really know what happened on. I mean, I could Google it or whatever. But with the same point about the hitting a maneuver off the top rope in order to win, does that mean, like, right there, there's a little bit of ambiguity there. Does he have to get a pin after doing the top rope maneuver, or does he just have to hit any top rope maneuver and then he can use the aforementioned Judas effect as a pinfall, and that counts as the labor being completed? We'll probably figure out more information on Wednesday night. But getting back to it, I'm giving Victini the Specs this week because Specs does a lot of damage on most of his team. Psychic, Blue Flare, Glaciate, U-Turn. Glaciate with Specs is actually a roll to kill Zygarde from full, which is pretty significant to say the least. Blue Flare, it's really a good, powerful special move. I mean, it's amazing that Victini got Reshiram and Zekron's signature moves, which was pretty insane. And then Psychic is there for coverage, U-Turn's there for pivoting, but let's be real, once I lock myself into a move, I'm not going to be clicking U-Turn. I'm going to be clicking that move until I run out of PP. And finally, Hikuleo. I got rid of Sludge Wave this week because he doesn't really... I mean, the only mon that Sludge Wave is super effective against is Bellossom, but like I said, I don't expect it to come. So, if I can get lucky, because this is also something that happened in practice, I was going to use Trick on the Zygarde, and I didn't, and it started Dragon Dancing, and then it basically was able to run Rough Shot on me. So, I want to be able to hopefully trick the Scarf on a Zygarde, maybe get lucky that, you know, he goes for Dragon Dance and then has to switch out. Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, pretty much everything is there for its own right. And like I said, guys, I'm just hoping to give Kurt a good matchup. I'm extremely nervous, but if we can make the championship, guys, I'll be stunned. And I'll even say it right now. If I make the championship and I somehow beat Lucas and win, there will be a prize for people who watch my content. So I'll figure out what that is. We're going to try to get connected with Kurt, and I'll see you guys for a semifinal match. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We finally got connected with Kurt. You can see him up there. It says sub to Kurt. I'll have a link for his channel in the description. I'm already one of his 260, I believe, is what he had. We're going to get connected. We're going to see what he brings. Like I said, I made my predictions. I think those 6 are going to be the ones he brings. And they are the 6. Alright, so let's see. I don't recall training against Pangoro, but I know I said in the team builder that, I mean, look, if we look at it right now, super effective, super effective, super effective, super effective, super effective. Pangoro could literally run roughshod on my entire team if it wanted to. But he's tended to do that lead. If he does that lead, if he does that lead, then that actually works out well for us. I'm waiting until he locks in before I... Alright. Semifinals. Good luck, have fun to Kurt. Alright. Lucas, Shuckle. Both of you are gonna one of us. Question is who gets who? Judy Hops. This is who we wanted. He went for U-turn. Oh my god! What does he go for? Does he go to Pangoro? Death Star Skarmory! And we got the special attack boost! And it's leftovers. Cresselia. +3. Going for another charge beam. He withdraws into what? Peter. Pangoro. We'll find out if it's banned or scarfed right now. It's Scarf. Will this knock me out? No. But it comes close. Alright, so we get the first KO. Oh, you know, I forgot to put the Mons out. He brings out Cinderace. Presumably for U-turn. Alright, so pretty much it's a guaranteed OCO at this point. Cresselia, you did your job. And if somehow I survived it... Okay, you went for Powerball. That's fine. Zygarde, not you. Skarmory. Gotta move him over. Not you. You're out. Alright. I think I go into you. He'll go for a U-turn, which will most likely. I don't think he would go for high jump kick. If he goes for high jump kick, that's a brilliant play. But I don't think he does. I think he goes for U-turn. So he can... So he does go for high jump kick. Alright, so Pyro Ball, U-turn, high jump kick. He's got to have Sucker Punch then. We'll see how much knockoff does. Alright, does go for U-turn. Okay, good. We are okay with that. Question is, what does he go into? Randall, that is you. Okay. Weakness policy Zygarde. Okay. Let's see how much a +1 Blaze Kick does that's resisted. He goes for 1,000 arrows. And we survive. And we miss. Alright, so Incineroar is going to go down. And so Zygarde weakness policy. Okay, so no matter what, Victini would be faster. I think I go into Lapras here. Try to bait out the Zera. He withdraws Randall, goes into Death Star, that's Skarm. How much is +1? Pretty much nothing to one of these. So he's going to try realistically just go into let's go for liquidation. We'll see what we get. He does go for rocks. That's fine. He does have Roost. I would love for the defense drop, because that could help out a little bit. But he'll most likely go for like a Whirlwind or something here. Toxic. Okay. So clearly I have to make a switch here. The Toxic definitely is throwing me for a loop here, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch in, or he's gonna Roost here. And now he's back to full health. Kind of want to go for EQ, thinking that he'd make the switch. I'm gonna do that. Damn! Damn it! I'm making bad plays left and right here. Now he'll most likely go into Zygarde. Withdraws. Damn! I am just playing this terrible right now. I will try an ice punch. Hope I get lucky. That I'm somehow faster, but I doubt. Withdraws Randall. He's probably going to go for, like, knockoff. And that's presumably a GG's. Oh. Tried to Electivire. I mean, if it's banded, we'll know now. Death Star, Skarmory. Oh, this is unfortunate. But like I said, semifinals were... And he's got Braver. Yeah, I played this game so bad. And I had the lead perfect. I would have predicted the switch into Pangoro. I could have gone... Oh, wait, no, Skarmory. If I would have gotten that prediction from Skarmory to Pangoro, I think... Now the question is, what would he go into? My money is on Zyga. So at the very least, Skarmory goes down. Judy hops. That's you. Just click blue flare again. What is, yeah, we get knocked out of rocks. Oh, this is an unfortunate way to go out. But I honestly can't. I honestly can't be mad at myself over this. So I had a strategy. It looked like it could have worked, and unfortunately, it does not. Well, that's unfortunate. But we lose to the Disneylanders 4-0. It happens. Made bad plays. Had the lead. Should have predicted the switch into Pangoro, gotten Moonblast, and then I think it probably would have been better. But that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So, we're going to try and get Kurt on for the usual with the post-game and whatnot. So, let me do that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll try and get him connected. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We're here for the post-game analysis that we do for the NCP Summer Slam. Unfortunately, guys, we took the loss in the semifinals. Not the worst feeling in the world. I mean, these things happen from time to time. I mean, if anything, I'll even pull it out there because I don't know if our guest remembers this episode, but a lot of the anime people have been talking about it. The Ash versus Tobias episode. Essentially, I'm Ash, and my opponent is Tobias because he still had 4 Pokemon that did not faint, and we lost all 6. So bringing on Kurt, coach of the Disneylanders. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing phenomenal right now. I'm doing great.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could be saying the same, dude, but it's like
it was a hell of a game.
It was a hell of a game because it's like I was like when I did the preview and the team builder and whatnot, I was like, there is almost no shot in hell that I'm gonna see Porygon or I'm gonna see Bellossom. Like, there was no chance. It's the freaking semifinals. Are you really going to bring Pokemon that cost you 3 points?
It's really funny you say that because Porygon was on the team for the longest time. Like, for the longest time, it was on the team, and then I switched it for Pangoro because Porygon does not check Gengar at all.
It doesn't, but Pangoro sure as hell does. And I was just like...
Deagleam, and I was like, well, it's good enough.
Yeah, and I was like... The way that I saw some of the matches, I watched, I forget who it was in round. Was that Q that you battled in round 2?
Yeah, I played Q.
Okay, because I remember him, and I think I watched Kelly's match, or that might not have gone up yet, or I probably watched it in the server. But I remember seeing that you tended to lead Cinderace, and you always click U-turn on the first turn of the game just to get that momentum because you're like, okay, let me at least the way I looked at it, you based it on how your opponent led. So if you had a mon in the back that you wanted to get in, so that way you had the favorable matchup because that's really what U-turn and Volt Switch and Flip Turn are there for. It's momentum gaining. I clicked that. I was like, I wonder if he would do that. So that's why I went weakness policy Crest.
Yeah. that's actually really smart because a lot of time my thought process with leading is like, okay, if I lead Cinderace versus this Pokemon, what's my play? And I kind of run through the first like 2 or 3 turns in my head really quickly just to see how like where I can get the most favorable matchup. And a lot of times that is just Cinderace being faster than my opponent's team and just clicking U-turn and then getting me into something else and just kind of keeping the momentum from there. So that was actually a really smart prep on that part.
Yeah, and then you saw it that the weakness policy kicked in. What was your like mindset going on when you saw that happen? You probably just like, oh shit.
I led Cinderace and I saw your crest. I'm like, perfect. I'm gonna just U-turn into Scarm, get my rocks up, and we'll be good to go. And then I click it and I saw it pop and I was like, what's happening? And then his weakness policy and my heart stops. I'm like, wait, this is a problem. This is a problem. I don't deal with this. And then I go to Skarmory and you click Charge Beam and I said, wait, no, wait, hold on. This is a problem.
Yeah.
The first like 3 turns, he almost gave me a heart attack. I was not ready for any of those things to happen.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'll be honest, dude, because I did prep with some guy with a guy that you probably know. I'm sure you've heard of Sen, right?
Yeah, Sen.
Yeah, him and I were doing a couple of mocks and all that. He ran I forget if he was a special Zera or if Camden was the special. Either way, one of them ran physical, one of them ran special. But I remember against Sen because we did 2 matchups, him and I, and I got a freeze on his Skarmory with freeze dry. Because he had... Let me just see this. Okay, you did not have Whirlwind. He had Whirlwind specifically for the possibility of a weakness policy crest.
Nah, I wasn't overly concerned about any... Because the reason I drafted Pangoro on this team is to prevent any setup Psychic types. A lot of Psychic types, especially this gen, want to go like stored power, setup, and then like Rest Talk or Recovery, something like that. I knew that Pangoro forces Moonblast on Crest no matter what, so I knew you wouldn't be some sort of crazy setup set. So, like, Whirlwind would have been nice, but Toxicking Crest, like I did the first round, Skarmory had a very similar job of just kind of bully Crest, get hazards up, and just exist, which was essentially all I needed it to do. Because once Crest got toxic, unless you were some weird rest set, Crest is pretty much useless. It's one of those Pokemon to me.
Yeah, because it was like, I mean, I said it also like in the preview. I was like, his Pangoro has like the best matchup, like of probably all of his games. This was probably the one because Lapras, it's super effective against. Incineroar, it's super effective against. Cresselia, it's super effective against. Victini is super effective against. And Gengar, it's super effective against.
Yeah.
And
essentially, your team, your only real pivot into it was Urshifu, which if I'm getting chip damage on Urshifu, that's free for me. So.
Well, that's. And I just didn't feel like Urshifu would have been a good matchup this week because I'm like,
yeah,
especially with Choice Banded Zeraora, which I had a feeling that was going to be the mon that came. I just didn't, and I said like if there was going to be any special move you'd use, it was going to be Volt Switch.
Yeah,
just for that momentum. That's why they call it the Volt Turn strategy.
Yeah, you had no real electric resist, and then the only thing that it was Electivire, and that boy got blown back by close combat. So I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't need anything else. I'll put knockoff for fun, and then Volt Switch for momentum, and that was pretty much it. Yeah,
because it's like, and then you were asking like what I was like with the turning, like how you kept on switching out.
Those crazy turns.
Yeah, like you got the Toxic off, and then I went for Volt Switch, knowing that you go into Zygarde, and then that just threw everything out of proportion there. But it was the weakness policy is interesting. I will say that. But then again, I mean, that's probably the same reason of thinking a weakness policy on Cresselia was going to be a thing.
Yeah, it was essentially there because it was essentially there to set up on a standard defensive non-weakness policy Cresselia. Because I could chew Ice Beams really easily because Zygarde's disgustingly fat for no reason. And if you opted for like Moonblast, no Ice Beam, and just go for the middle ground, I took like 3, almost 4, and I could just set up Dragon Dances all over Crest and kind of just win the game from there. So that was my plan there because I knew you had so much coverage. Even like Victini, if it wasn't boosting item, didn't kill me. Gengar with D-Gleam didn't kill me. Lapras, depending on the set, wouldn't kill me with a certain move. Like depending on what you clicked, it may not kill me. I think Urshifu gets Ice Punch. I think I probably live that because Zygarde.
Probably does, but let me see with this Zygarde set. Let me just type it in the old damage calculator website that everybody loves so much to use. Let's see, 204 with 180 in special defense and careful nature at level 50. Okay, yeah, so Specs Victini does not knock it out. But well, it would have. It would have been a roll after the knockoff boost and everything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, I honestly can't be mad over this because I was like, truthfully, we both had good matchups. That's the one thing. Like last week against Matt, I can promise you, dude, I don't understand how the hell I was able to beat him. I really don't understand. Because, I mean, even he said it in his team builder that his matchup was really favorable. Coco only had one resist/immunity, and it was Electivire. So all he had to do was get rid of that, and Coco was,
golden, yeah.
It was golden, but somehow I got 2 freezes on Galarian Slowking, which were the second and third freezes of the day, because I froze Sen's Mawile earlier that day. Not even 2 hours before I battled Matt. I froze his Mawile. That's the only reason I beat Sen. Because he had a Swords Dance, that's a Super Fang set, set with rocks and whatnot. It was just like, it was absolutely insane. I mean, let me see. Okay, so Slowbro was Rocky Helmet, which honestly makes a lot of sense there. And I feel like Frisia still would have done some more, because I found out that Cresselia at +3 and +2, Stored Power still does a hell of damage to this thing. Even resisted.
Yeah.
Which was...
Slowbro doesn't have much for death. I was calculating at the end game. Freeze-Dry, it would have did about half to Slowbro, depending on how invested you were. With your investment, yeah, it would have did about half. Because I was planning on trying to take one and then teleport out and then get momentum into Zera. But it was just safer for me to just go into Skarmory and kind of just brave bird my way to death.
Yeah, and with Cinderace, when I had it Incineroar, I was like, I was thinking you were going to U-turn. I really thought you were going to U-turn and then go into Zygarde or something like that. And that's why I kept Incineroar out. Otherwise, I would have made the aggressive play and switched into Gengar, so you take half damage from
high jump kick.
Yeah, from high jump kick, and then maybe I bait a sucker punch or something like that, or you go for standard U-turn. But I knew U-turn was going to be used because you were like, oh shit, it's not doing as much damage as I was hoping. Yeah. So let me switch out so I get the attack back.
My plan there against the Incineroar was I was going to guarantee damage because I figured your plays there were going to be either Parting Shot or Knock. So I figured you were probably going to Parting Shot, just from my standpoint, I thought you might Parting Shot out to try and gain momentum on me U-turning. So I may as well punish the Incineroar, because if I can get Rocks up later on in the game and you weren't Boots, then Incineroar is basically out of the game. So then when you bulked up, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go in my Zygarde because I don't want this to get out of hand. Was the Blaze Kick intentional, or was that a misclick? I'm genuinely curious.
The Blaze Kick was intentional, because I mean, it was because once knockoff knocks off the item, it's basically a worthless move in its own right. So it's like Blaze Kick at the lead. I decided to go with that over Fire Punch because of the crit chance. So +1 with a crit, I think probably would have done some work here. Let me double check on that. Damage calculator can be really slow sometimes, which honestly unfortunate. Incineroar, and we import the Zygarde set. Only show imported. Zygarde at +1. Blaze Kick.
Oh yeah, that would have bounced.
At 25 to 31%. Yeah, it wouldn't have done much, but like after knockoff, I mean, it's like, what's the point? What's the point of even using that?
Yeah, it still would have done more, but it is what it is.
Yeah, because I mean,
it would have bounced off, and I would have killed you regardless. But
Yeah, and the protective pads were in case. Truthfully, that was the plan for Skarmory, because I thought Skarmory was going to be the helmet this week. So that was what it was. That was the plan, was to have protective pads to either blaze kick or knock off the helmet and not take any chip.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so I mean, but like I said, dude, I mean, hey, it's a semifinals. We knew we had to bring the massive A games. That's what's important at the end of the day. So let me do what I normally do at the end of these, because I mean, I said it at the beginning because I saw the name of the game. And it's just, again, everything just has to be slow when you're doing when you're doing everything on this at one point. As we always do, guys, at the end, you guys saw it at the beginning, but I'm showing it right now. Here's Kurt's YouTube page. Like the game said, sub to Kurt. I mean, look at him. He's got 261.
Notice that.
He's got 261. He's 39 from 3 bills, guys. I mean, 3 bills, that's pretty damn good if you ask me. I mean,
Yeah.
And then you also see he's got a little Twitter logo, so you can follow him on Twitter, you can follow him on Twitch. He's been doing a lot of BBL content recently, so truthfully, that was also another thing. I had to really guess on your opponent's matches about what you would bring, so because I didn't have any thing to come back on.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad because like I do have that advantage of like I haven't actually uploaded my stuff yet. That's just because I've been so busy at work that I've fallen behind. I've just now caught up with BBL. I still got to catch up with my other stuff, but hopefully this week I'll be able to catch up with this, and then I'll be able to get all these out, and then we'll be good in there.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, best of luck to you, dude, in the finals. I mean, we all know. Lucas is a hell of a competitor. I will tell you that.
Oh yeah, we had him in BBL. He was one of the BBL coaches, and he definitely surprised. He definitely showed up. So definitely excited for that one.
He was in Matt's Ocean League, and when I tell you he obliterated the competition, he obliterated the competition.
Yeah. He took down Shuckle, who is one of, if not the best player in Wi-Fi draft right now. So definitely shows he's got some. He's got some to him.
I heard about that with him, because now I got prepped for him for the third place.
Yeah, you got Shuckle for third place match.
Yeah, and apparently he won 5 straight to start.
Yeah, he got mono Dragapult at the beginning of the gen. Nobody really knew how, but yeah, Shuckle's been a phenomenal player for a very long time. He's known in the Showdown community, which is like the bigger community of draft. He's known very well for being a very solid player. So him coming into Wi-Fi, he's easily the best player in Wi-Fi right now.
Which
definitely you definitely got your work cut out for you as well.
Yeah, because I'm pulling up the draft league site right now, because I just want to double check on this, because I know Matt's fairly high on the CCS score. So right now it's Mountain that's the best by CCS score.
CCS doesn't really mean much, if I'm being 100% honest with you.
But Shuckle is top 10.
Yeah, so that just shows, like, even with the kind of bunk system the CCS is, it still shows that Shuckle's still top 10 on the site.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have my work cut out for me, dude. That's for damn sure. But anyway, guys, that's going to end the post game. We'll be back for the semifinals, because at least, like I said, well, not the semifinal, the third place game. Because, like I said, we were guaranteed at least 2 games. It was just a matter of semifinals and finals, or semifinals and third place. It's the latter for us. I'm grateful just to even have the opportunity. We'll see Kurt in the finals, and hey, we got root for the guy who beat us. So, Kurt, you better destroy Lucas. That's all I will say.
Yeah, I had to. Came to this game with a vengeance. You took down my boy John run 1, so I had to come avenge him. That was the motivator for this week. You took down my boys. You took my boys Matt and John out.
More so John than Matt. We'll just say that.
Yeah, well, that one.
Yeah, because you both were.
Took out Matt.
Yeah, Pokemon RNG took out Matt. I won't even sugarcoat that. Congratulations! You made it all the way to the end of this video. I thank you very much for your support on this current video. If you want to interact with me more, check out my socials right here. That's my Twitch, that's my YouTube, that's my Twitter. You can comment on any one of them and tell me how good I was, how bad I was, anything you want. Goodbye.